So often in life, we talk about finding the victory in battle. We experience battles and we experience difficulties and we run into obstacles as we're moving through our life. And so much of the time we spend our time having conversations around and reading about how we can have victory. When we think about victory in our lives, so often what we're thinking about is getting past the obstacle, past the difficulty, past the trial, and coming out on the other side, figuratively with our hands raised in the air to move off into a life of joy. That's what we think about when we think about victory. I believe in a lot of ways we've got this upside down. We're in pursuit constantly of that moment of joy, that moment of release, and that moment of peace, when really, the real victory in life comes from doing the right thing and keeping our eyes on the right person. There's a great verse in the Bible that talks about this. 1 John chapter 5 and verse 4 says this, "For whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world." Now that's a great truth. Again, if you're a Christian, perhaps you read the Bible and you read verses like this one and you claim the promises of God. We like to say that in church. And when you claim the promises of God, what you claim is the promise of God to get you through this trial, to get you to the other side. Again, figuratively with your hands raised in the air. For whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world. The verse doesn't end there though, it continues on. It says this, "And this is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith." You know what this verse does for us? It puts the entire idea and conversation around victory in its proper perspective. Listen to me, if you can get a hold of this today, you're going to be so much better today and for the rest of your life. It's going to give you hope even when things are difficult, when the moment seems dark, when the obstacle is big. You will have hope and you can move forward in joy in spite of the challenge because you understand that peace from God, the joy that God provides, the victory that is promised is not a destination. It's something that is experienced throughout the walk of life. It's not getting to that place of victory. It's living in light of the victory that has been provided by God through Jesus Christ. Here's what this means. This means that the real victory in life is keeping your eyes firmly focused on God and living the way while walking the path that He has set in front of you. Do you understand how that changes everything? My circumstances no longer dictate whether or not I have joy and peace in my life. How I'm treated, the relationships that I'm involved in, the things that I do, the things that are said to me, or the obstacles that I overcome, those no longer get to dictate to me how I feel and how I respond, and whether or not I accept the victory that God has promised. The real victory is in focusing on God and trusting His Word and letting the rest of it work itself out in His time. How do you find victory in the midst of the battle? How do you experience peace while the storm is still raging? You keep your eyes focused on God. You put your faith in Him, that is your confidence, and understand that really, the victory in the Christian life for the person whose eyes are on God is the faith, the confidence, the hope in knowing that the victory has already been provided. What a great verse. Whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world. That's a promise, but what does it mean? This is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith. Our faith is the victory.